A horse gets put down after getting spooked and breaking its ankle. Congressman John Curtis makes a stop in southern Utah, and Boilers Park Tunnel is once again open to the public.
You're watching St. George News at 5.
Good afternoon, I'm Cannon Seacrest. During the Up and Away Hot Air Balloon and Music Festival, someone was spotted driving over traffic cones, which caused a tragedy for a local family and their horse. Here's Haven Scott with more on the story.
2 weeks ago at a balloon festival in Washington City, unknown pranksters were seen plowing down orange cones set up to prevent double parking. What the pranksters did not see was a horse who got spooked, broke a leg, and had to be put down by a veterinarian. Washington City Police Lieutenant Corey Klotz said a light-colored Ford F-150 was seen speeding from the area with bikes in the back, although the exact year and color are unknown. Washington Area Chamber of Commerce President Ed Tracy said the horse's owner, young daughter, and granddaughter witnessed the tragedy. Those with additional information are asked to contact the Washington City Police Department.
Thanks, Haven. Congressman John Curtis of the United States is currently touring, and his latest stop was in southern Utah as part of his campaign for the U.S. Senate. Chris Reed provides further details on Curtis's visit to St. George and outlines his potential plans if he secures the position.
There are 17 candidates seeking to replace Mitt Romney as one of Utah's 2 representatives in the U.S. Senate. One of those candidates, U.S. Congressman John Curtis, has been making several visits to southern Utah in the last 2 weeks and was at Stephen Wade Honda in St. George on Monday. He spoke with St. George News on several subjects, including the question of whether he will be like Romney.
I'm really hard to just lump into a classification, but let me just give you a sense. If you look at my voting record, you'll see one of the most conservative voting records in Congress. Yet if you look at my record of getting things done, you'll see a track record of really getting things done. You can't do that if you're not practical. You can't do that if you don't build relationships with people that have different opinions than you. And so I think as people get to know me, they'll see a conservative who is very, very effective at getting things done. And quite frankly, that's what floats my boat, is getting things done.
As a congressman since 2017, Curtis has represented the eastern part of the state, making an occasional visit to the southwestern area. But as he is getting to know the area more as a Senate candidate, he said one subject seems to dominate southern Utahns' lips than any other.
Everywhere you go, it's water, 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 water.
Yeah.
And clearly, I need to be an expert on water if I'm going to serve this district well. I also hear about growth, obviously, in the northern corridor. And I think all of those are right in my wheelhouse, having dealt as a mayor with the growth in Provo, having dealt with the public lands issues and water issues in the other part of my district. I'm actually really excited to let this part of the state see my expertise and my ability to deal with these issues that are so important to them.
Thanks, Chris. A new bill that is making its way through the Utah State Legislature proposes to reward communities for keeping rivers and streams in good condition. Here's Alicia Lundgren with more on the newly proposed bill.
If passed, a new bill designated HB 243 in the 2024 Utah Legislature would reward communities for their efforts to preserve and improve riparian areas, the land along water bodies like rivers and streams. The original bill required cities and counties to create a vision for riparian areas in their general land use plans, but according to the bill's sponsor, Utah House Rep. Gabe Benyon, this requirement will be removed in an upcoming revision, making way for the recognition system tentatively called Healthy Waterways.
Thanks, Alicia. The tunnel that runs under I-15 in Boilers Park is now open after being deemed a potential community hazard to the park and its conservation garden. Here's Haven Scott with more on Boilers Park and the newly opened tunnel.
Washington City walkers can rejoice that a tunnel leading under the freeway at Boilers Park is once again open. According to a media release from the Utah Department of Transportation, the tunnel was closed for work on the new Exit 11 on Interstate 15. Washington City Public Affairs Jordan Hess said Boilers Park has been open since 2020, giving residents a desert garden, walking paths, and a place to enjoy what was once covered by overgrowth. As for the tunnel, St. George News confirmed that the tunnel is indeed open, but suggest a good pair of rubber boots until the storm passes. UDOT officials said Washington's Main Street access is still closed to both vehicle and foot traffic, as well as the sidewalks at the intersection of Main Street and Buena Vista Boulevard.
Thanks, Haven. A local entrepreneur is opening the doors of his new store, Grapel's Home Decor, this Saturday. Here's Jesse Bang with more on the grand opening of this decorative little shop.
22-year-old Ethan Toon is about to open his own home decor store named after his family's Idaho business, Graples Home Decor. After returning from his LDS mission, he wanted to follow the same interior design path and felt guided to St. George.
One of my favorite things about decorating is, you take something that you have a whole bunch of different things. And so you have to pick from everything, as you can see in the store and through the pictures that you're going to see. You have a lot to look at and try to put together. And my favorite thing, honestly, like I said, is the color scheme. So you do like the green with the purple, with the white, and then you have the picture in the background. And you kind of want it to all fit together so it looks really clean. So when someone takes it home, they can take this piece and remake that in their home and maybe even change it a little bit. And it's just something that kind of gives you a lot of joy as you're doing it.
The store's grand opening will take place on February 3rd at 11 a.m.
Thank you for watching St. George News at 5. I'm Cannon Seegers with St. George News, your #1 source for local news.
This has been St. George News at 5.